We started the fire.
Yes, the fire rises.
How come you don't want me, man?
I have failed this city.
Today we face the monsters that are at our door and bring the fight to them. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. This day we fight!
That's how winning is done.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Night Madness, where all things are on the table and none things on the table. This is Schrodinger's table, guys. We are in uncharted territory. And speaking of charts, we have my amazing co-host. We have RJ here. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
How have you been?
I've been good. Just working and lurking, as it were.
Yeah, we missed you last week because you had to be all responsible and stuff. But yeah, so this is planned to be a weekly thing. It's just sometimes, you know, the work comes at calling and we got to skip some stuff. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so let's just kind of jump straight into some headlines, shall we?
Let's do it.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
All right, so we got two things for you. One is like an update on all my biz. The next one is we're kind of talking about a little bit before the stream, but RJ, did you know a Star Wars trailer dropped today?
I did not.
and this just kind of blew my mind a little bit when he said that. He did not know a Star Wars movie trailer just dropped today. That is how far Star Wars has fallen. It's Mandalorian Grogu. We're gonna watch the trailer. We might get copyright strike for this. So if you're watching the replay and this looks a little bit weird, that is why. All right, we got Nathaniel Brown being our first comment, going woo! Hey Nathaniel Brown, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, well let's check this out. I've seen this before, but I have thoughts. First off, how the frick did he get another Razor Crest? But, you know, that's...
Good shot, baby.
I'm so excited. Yay.
I am officially whelmed.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. This looks exactly like Disney Plus. It looks like usually with I think there was a commenter on one of the things, so it's not my thought. I can't really credit myself. Usually when a TV show becomes a movie, usually it looks like a higher production value budget, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This
like
just
think
is like an
Firefly to Serenity, you know. You can
yes,
see the
exactly.
production value there.
Yeah, exactly. This it looks exactly like Disney Plus. It looks like exactly 100%.
Yes, it just looks like it was lifted from streaming to the big screen.
Yeah, like
It's got Sigourney Weaver though.
I mean, Sigourney Weaver has done TV. She was I think they had her on for Defenders actually.
She doesn't like aliens though.
I love Sigourney Weaver. I love Sigourney Weaver. You know, don't get me wrong.
Is she gonna say something like how much she hates aliens?
Or nuke them from orbit?
Yes, please say that.
Oh my god.
In case the Mandalorian gets anxiety.
Oh, so one of my favorite things. So since Disney owns aliens, does that mean Sigourney Weaver is a Disney princess?
Yes, I think so. I'm waiting for the Wicked version with the Xenomorph mom.
See,
you know, she's gonna be the new Maleficent.
Here is the thing that I never understood. Okay, Princess Leia. All right, she's literally a princess. She's owned by Disney. Why don't you have her join the Disney princesses?
Right.
Oh god, she's literally a princess owned by Disney.
Yeah.
She's a Disney princess. Sorry, but yeah, I don't care. I'm not gonna go see this. Like, I'll probably watch it at some point, maybe 2 years down the line or some stuff. I don't care. I feel burnt out by season 3. Kind of burnt me out. It was a Bo-Katan show in all but name. I like Bo-Katan. I like Katie Sackhoff. I was doing like an episode by episode review, and it's just, that season broke me.
I didn't hate it, but you're right. It was a Bo-Katan show, and I do like Katie Sackhoff better than Pedro Pascal, though. So it's probably.
And I like her as Bo-Katan. It's just But this like Star Wars movies are an event. They're like they should be like a cultural event, and now just I get the TV show stuff, but like a movie should still be a movie. So doing this as a movie, it feels.
So, in your opinion, was Andor season 2 overrated? Because I think it was way overrated.
I didn't watch season 2. I watched season 1 and I liked it. I didn't watch season 2 because it was overpraised. I call them the Andor fart sniffers.
It was way overhyped. Like people were praising that like it was high cinema and and it turned me off. Absolute cinema.
Yeah, and they were like,
it wasn't.
Oh my god, why are we praising these people in the movies? Look at the pill. It's just like it felt like marketing department it's just an over a marketing department pushing their sock puppet accounts overcorrecting or whatever.
Oh yeah. See, I'm a semi fart sniffer. You know, I didn't like to waft.
Your wife's farts don't count. You're allowed to sniff your wife's farts.
No, she doesn't fart. She's very conscientious about that. I mean, I'm sure she farts in her sleep, but I've never. One day I'll record it.
Hi, RJ's wife. I know you're watching this right now.
Yeah, right.
Blink twice for torture.
Right.
Oh god.
Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, there's a lot of great shows on TV that I appreciate, but Andor, I'm sorry, is not one of them. The Bear is great. Shogun, we've had a great resurgence of really good shows. Even Cobra Kai, as campy as it is, I'm a huge fan. Well, and that ties into the Gen Z millennial conversation.
Well, the problem is we had a second golden age of television in the late 2000s and the 2010s, and I'd say probably by the late, we're kind of on the fringes of that golden age. I think it probably ended before COVID, I would say.
But there's some like the Shogun and the Bear, for example. Those are newer ones, and that gives me hope.
I'm not saying those are good, but the golden age is the glut of quality television.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you had the stuff like the cable televisions, like Breaking Bad, Mad Men, and Game of Thrones, and then all the stuff on streaming came out. House of Cards, Stranger Things. We're kind of at the tail end of it, if not it's been over for a little while, in my opinion.
No, I agree. It's nice to see some come back because that gives me hope that we might get back into that. But for sure, COVID was lock and cut it off. COVID was the dark ages in a lot of ways.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the Kimmel stuff. That's getting a little bit into the politics, which we don't really cover on this stream. But Yeah, that whole situation is kind of stupid. That is all I'm going to say on the matter.
Yeah. So if you're going to have someone like Jimmy Kimmel, at least make it someone like Lena Riley from Call Sign Orion. There's my shameless plug. She does a better job of what Jimmy Kimmel tries to do.
Yes, give her a late night slot. Late night.
She really deserves one. Yeah.
I mean, ABC late night with Lisa Foyles. Hire this woman.
She could do the job so much better.
I've seen her podcast. Yeah, she's good actually.
She actually is. Yeah, quite entertaining.
When is she coming on the stream?
She's a busy lady. I could ask her sometime.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe that's why we're going to Star Wars movies, because no one's going to be watching the show. Oh yeah, I'm glad that Gina Carano got her justice. If they do anything with her, it'll be weird. Maybe we'll finally get Rangers of the New Republic. I don't know. Probably what they'll do is they'll probably just shove her in an MCU thing. I mean, she should have been She-Hulk. She would have been perfect for She-Hulk, in my opinion. But we'll see. But question: if they were put Gina in the MCU, who would you have her be?
Gina Carano in the MCU?
If it's a DCU, she's perfect. If it's DC universe, I'd have her as Big Barda.
Huh.
She's perfect for Big Barda. She's perfect for Big Barda.
For MCU.
Yeah, because like her frame, she would have made a perfect She-Hulk, but that's kind of, not happening.
She would. Yeah, I could see her as a She-Hulk. That would actually work. Actually with good writing though, not the twerking.
But yeah, so as far as the stuff, I'm still doing this from the Steam Deck, by the way. We're going to do another Steam Deck stream tomorrow. It is in the shop. Apparently, it was really freaking dirty. The CPU stuff seems fine. I'm not really sure about the GPU. I'm going to call him tomorrow, have him test that, but it's looking like the laptop should be fine. So we'll be back up and running here, hopefully by Saturday. So like I scheduled the Saturday stream, but so yeah. And as far as Screecher, colors are being done. I should have more info by the end of this week. Let's see here. Does the lady that did She-Hulk even work? Red She-Hulk? Interesting.
Is there a red She-Hulk?
I mean, given stuff, probably. But yeah, let's go into this main topic. Millennials, are you okay? Are you okay, millennials?
So for this, I really contemplated doing eyeshadow, just because of the thumbnail.
I just I kind of feel like my chem is okay. My chem is definitely millennial stuff, millennial music, but I don't know. It just kind of fit I was doing a concern thing, and just having Gerard Way screaming, it just kind of fit. Time to start saving up a backup computer. I'm literally using my backup computer right now. Betsy Ross, Liv Tyler currently is that role. Yeah, apparently they brought her back for Captain America 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was in the Edward Norton one.
Oh yeah, for you're talking about the Falcon one.
Yeah. So basically this stream was kind of brought upon by kind of the observation that millennials are kind of unique, to where there's a stark difference between elder millennials. I don't know if there's some background music. I don't know if it's you or me.
I don't have background music.
I think it might be you because I just muted myself and was still there.
No.
Yeah, I literally just muted my mic.
I don't hear anything going on around me.
It's like you took it off and it stopped, and then when you put it back on, it happened again.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a drone background noise kind of thing.
That shouldn't be.
Yeah, you mute your mic for a second.
Yeah, hold on.
Actually, I can do that for you. Yeah, it stopped. Yeah, and I don't know if you can hear it, like it stopped, but yeah, that's odd. You can come back on.
Yeah, that's really strange. Something about maybe my noise cancellation isn't working because normally it's really good at canceling out background noise.
All right, we'll just deal with it. It's fine.
I could probably fix it. It'll just take me a second here.
All right, is he doing laundry? I guess that's a question.
Is that what it sounds like?
I don't know. It sounds weird. But anyway, so there's kind of like a stark difference between elder and younger millennials. It's something you don't really see with any other generation. Like, there's not really an elder Gen X. There's not really like an elder Zoomer, kind of thing. Like generations are supposed to be like a monolith. Like, they have a certain culture. They have a certain thing they grew up with. Like there's kind of like a very strong dividing line in the culture between elder, like Gen Y, let's call them like elder millennials Gen Y, and millennials proper, because millennials span, I believe, from 83 to 97.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So a person born in 83 grew up in a lot different world. Hooded Raven, I think that's because you're probably younger millennial. All right, yeah, it's getting bad, bro.
Really? It's getting worse?
It just kind of comes and goes. I don't know what's going on. Oh, he might be referring to the background noise. But yeah, like really, like a person born in 83 grew up in a lot different world than a person born in 97, I'm 89. Yeah, I'm 87, and now we got a new generation, this your generation beta. We were actually talking about that before the stream. We're making some clips about it. We will get to that. We'll get to the whole Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta stuff here in a second.
Do I sound better now?
Yeah. Let's see if it comes back.
Okay.
But yeah, like RJ, like I think we're both kind of like elder millennials ourselves, because like I feel like the elder millennials have more in common with Gen X, especially those with like older siblings. Because like I had 2 older sisters, so like I grew up with their culture.
Same.
Like a lot of my music taste is I like early 90s, 80s music. I mean, I like other types of music, but like, for example, my favorite band is Nirvana, and Kurt Cobain died when I was 5 years old. Like there's no reason Nirvana should be my favorite band other than the fact that like my sisters listen to it. But yeah, what's interesting is stuff used to have more of a cultural tale. Like, for example, my sister, my oldest sister, she graduated in 97. She was a huge Beatles fan. And like the Beatles were still huge in the 90s.
That's true.
But I remember one of my local radio stations had the Beatle break, where they literally just play a Beatles song every day. And like they were still like selling the CDs. Like I remember the Beatles anthology CD sets they did in the late 90s. Those were huge. And like they're still kind of big in 2000. I mean, they're still huge now, but like they're not the cultural tour de force. The really the closest thing I can think of as far as long tail is Nirvana.
Yeah, Nirvana.
People are going to hate me for saying this, but Nirvana is the Beatles of our time. People are going to crucify me for even putting them in the same sentence, but it's true.
Yeah, I'm not sure they belong in the same sentence, but in terms of like lasting impact, I think I see what you mean.
I would put them in the same sentence because I feel like the Beatles are to the boomers what Nirvana is to Gen X and some millennials.
Yeah, the Beatles are better, like objectively, but I see what you mean. I don't even like the
Beatles. He's just being an a-hole. Yeah, okay, we're good. But yeah, it's like, yeah. But then you also have the phenomenon of, you're seeing this a lot with get your pitchforks. But then you also have the phenomenon of a lot of Zoomers, they wear Nirvana t-shirts, but they've never heard a Nirvana song. Like, you know, the tip, like, hey, I'm gonna play you a band. I wonder if you can guess who it is, and they play like "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and they're like, I don't know what this song is, and they're literally wearing a Nirvana t-shirt.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy I work with who's younger, and he was saying like he had a Sublime t-shirt just because he thought it looked cool, and then someone comes up and like, hey man, you like Sublime? And he's like, I don't even know what that is.
I'm on the outside.
Right.
I'm like, I like Sublime, but it's mostly just I like the hits kind of thing. But at least I know some of their songs. I think I have a Sublime CD around here somewhere.
Yeah, and like where you grow up matters, because like in the 90s I grew up in like Anaheim and Long Beach area where Sublime and No Doubt are from. Merlin's not from there. He's from Colorado.
Yeah, and it's also you are affected by like what your older siblings, what your parents listen to. Like, for example, my mom, whenever she drove me around anywhere, we would listen to country CDs like Alan Jackson, you know, and that kind of stuff. So like I hear like where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken, you know, like it's like I'll listen to it, or like this Kiss, Faith, like a lot of the 90s country pop songs, you know. It's not stuff I seek out, but if it comes on, I'll listen to it and it makes me happy because it reminds me of those times. As a friend, unknown. Oh God, I don't want this to turn into a karaoke stream. So do we have Kitty Attack?
He attacks sometimes. I got a video of him jumping from that bookshelf down there. It's one of my shorts. He hasn't done that in a while.
So he protects, he attack, but most importantly, he just wants a snack.
Yeah.
What's the kitty's name? We got to play the kitty tax.
This is Merlin.
Is he a wizard?
He is a wizard. He's a dark wizard. He's a dark sorcerer.
I relate with more of the early millennials. My category is my 95. Is that what? Yeah,
that's.
I've heard that term. So like, elder millennials are more like Gen X, but like I think we've talked about this, where like a lot of the later millennials are more prototype Gen Z, the Zillennials. I've heard that term before. So
I've heard Xennials, the younger Gen X.
So yeah, Zillennial. The problem is they make the same sound.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's why I just call them Gen Y. Because that's the thing, like in the 90s, they referred to us as Gen Y.
They did, yeah.
And they always kind of annoyed me when they turned into the millennials.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is I always feel like generations have a 20-year cultural cachet. And millennials years were the 2000s, 2010s. And now we're in the Gen Z cultural cachet. Like, I don't know if you noticed, like, and it's also like, oh gosh. So we had the boomers versus millennials. Now we're having Gen X versus Gen Z, and I feel like you know, like the Gen Xers were just like having the popcorn, watching them go at it. Now it's the millennials' turn to just watch the popcorn or whatever.
I didn't realize that was happening, but to me that would be a funny one to watch because
Gen X are the new boomers. They are the new boomers. Like,
well, I could kind of tell because a lot of the people I stream with are Gen X.
Say the 80s wasn't the Say the 80s wasn't the best decade, and you will have people come out of the woodwork to tell you you're wrong. I've literally done that experiment on Twitter and have had it happen.
Well, they were always like that. Like my favorite Gen X meme is the one where like they turned 30 at age 10 and they're still 30 at age 50.
Yeah, and the thing is, like the boomers, they fetishize the 60s. You know, and the Gen X fetishize the 80s. You're starting to see the Zoomers fetishize the 2000s. Millennials tried to fetishize the 90s, but Gen X wouldn't let them do it, and now their time has passed. So it's kind of weird.
Well, that's the funny thing to me. Like Zoomers versus Gen X, like the Zoomers copy the Gen X style. Their favorite TV show is Friends. You know, they're just trying to relive the 90s.
The Zoomers are too busy saying. the Zoomers are too busy saying that Friends is problematic.
No, I thought that was millennials. I'm pretty sure that's the younger millennials, especially.
Shit. See, that's the problem. Is like everyone has this idea of what Gen Z is. You know, one side says Gen Z is on the left, one side say the rightist generation. You know, like everyone is saying what Gen Z is, but like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is like the style of the '90s, that especially that weird style that was popular, like early to mid '90s, and the baggy clothes and such. That's spent more time being popular among Gen Z than it ever was popular.
What's funny is, like millennials, they pretty much just copy '70s fashion, especially like women's clothing. Like if you look at a lot of clothing from the 2010s, especially like women's fashion, they're '70s clothing, like the high-waisted jeans, the swimsuits are straight out of the '70s. It's a very '70s like earth tones kind of fashion. If you kind of like look back at it.
Can't say I've ever noticed that.
I guess you're too busy looking at your wife, you loyal man, you.
Yeah, my wife was really. I mean, if she's watching this, she's gonna like kill me for saying this, but it's true. She was emo back in the day.
Yeah, and people still are. Like, I know the problem with today is everything is an aesthetic. You know, like here, like dark academia or whatnot, and you see like the pictures online, and yeah, the women look good, but it's like a costume for them for a lot of it. Like I'm gonna be goth today. Here's my goth thing. Let me go walk around the mall, take some pictures. Then wash it off or whatever. I mean, there's some people who live life. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true with any style though. People go through.
Yeah, everything, all styles get commoditized. Like, trust me, the punks have, definitely have a lot to say about that.
Well, even tattoos, like millennials, kind of make tattoos a casual thing. And when Gen X was young, like you only got tattoos if you were in a biker gang or something. Now your barista has the same tattoos. I see people with tattoos that are actually prison tattoos that I could tell they've not been to prison. So it's just,
yeah, their butthole is a bit too tight to have a prison tattoo.
Probably.
You can tell by the way they walk. Their butthole is a bit unmolested.
Yeah. There's the evidence.
There's the evidence. Like you don't walk. You walk a little bit tight, my friend. You've clearly not been to prison. Oh, that was bad. But yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like some millennials, they do kind of have more of a purity culture. The one of the things, like, supposedly Gen Z is afraid of corn cob. By the way, that's my word for adult videos. By the way, because like corn, replace the C with a P, and then add corn cob. So like, you know what I'm talking about, but like the sensors don't pick it up.
Not yet. The AI is not smart enough.
Don't get me on that. Like, I every time it's like, AI is gonna get better, guys. If it's just wait for it to get better, and meanwhile we're starting to see it get worse. So, oh my God, they had tattoos from prison. Wouldn't be the first thing that they adapted.
Now I think Gen X did that. In all fairness, that was the '90s trend.
Yeah, very very much. I think it's maybe definitely like the whole pull up your pants. I definitely remember that from the '90s. I still have this image in my head where we pulled up to the gas station and this guy's pants were like so down. I could see all of his underwear and almost like some of the skin of his leg underneath it. Like they were so far down or whatever. I remember that. But yeah, the sagging pants thing. That was kind of more of a '90s 2000s kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
What's weird is Jinko jeans like kind of came back there for a little bit. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a weird time. It was a weird time when it was popular. Like they threw out slurs, for orientation, but at the same time that trend from prison,
when the hard R meant calling someone a TARE.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying not to even say that word, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that was the hard R of the 90s.
Right, and the F slur, was thrown around very casually.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the baggy pants from prison, that comes from the thing they're slurring against. So that's kind of the irony.
Available. Yeah. Yeah. It's like all these people's like, oh, I'm a tough guy. I have saggy pants. You know that's prison.
You know what that means, right? Yeah.
You know what it means? You're available. It means you're the prison princess.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the pillow princess.
Yeah.
Like I even remember in the 90s being told that. So like it was known.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely known.
Oh gosh. But yeah, like obviously, I think the biggest dividing line, I think the big reason why there's kind of this divide between millennials is technology. Technology changed so much in the 90s. Like the world of 91 and the world of 99 are so vastly different.
Mm-hmm.
Like you look at the world of 2000 and the world of 2009, they're different, but they're not as different.
Mm-hmm.
Like
things that existed just improved in the 2000s, but in the 90s, a lot of new things came out that had never been around before.
In the year 90, the internet barely existed. Like the World Wide Web was invented in 1991. Cell phones didn't exist. The internet, obviously the game console stuff, but all like the technology. In 99, cell phones. You had MMOs were starting. The internet was a thing in 99. The world was so different. In 2000s, you had social media. You had Friendster. You had LiveJournal. You had cell phones.
MySpace
didn't come along to like 02, 03, but fair enough. And you had, people were mass adopting cell phones. 2009. Smartphones are really the only really big innovation, but that's not as big of a cultural shift as internet itself. It's the big thing. It's basically the world shrinking because, like, before then, it's like in the 2000s, it's like, oh, I can go on the internet. Like Wi-Fi was in this early. Like, you had Wi-Fi 2000, but it was very early. But you still had to be at home or at a cafe. And by 2009, you had the internet everywhere. So it's just shrinking the world.
I remember smartphones. They changed social interaction. Like we still had social media before that, but it was something you did when you were on your computer. And
the thing is, smartphones even existed back in 2000. You had your Palms, you had your Palm Pilots, you had the Windows Mobile. Yeah. Like they were not Blackberries.
Yeah, they somehow didn't take off. I remember even in the 90s, so my parents worked in the cell phone industry. Even in the early 90s, there was this thing that was like an early model. I think it was called the Simon. And you could like write on it. It did everything a Palm Pilot did.
If I remember correctly, the Palm Trio caught on a little bit in the mid 2000s, and you had your Windows mobile phones that were semi-popular.
Yeah. So the Simon was like a pre-Palm Pilot thing in the 90s, and like no one knew what to do with it. It just never caught on.
Well, the thing is, late 90s, early 2000s was the PDA era. And then basically by the time the iPhone came out, there was no reason for a PDA. Because it was a PDA essentially. But yeah. So like what I'm trying to say is there's a shift in the 2000s, but not as much. And then you go to the 2010s, like the world of 2010 is hardly any different than the world of 2019.
That's true.
And really, like the only difference between there will be a big difference between 2020 and 2029, but a large part of that is COVID and politics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as technological as much societal kind of thing.
Even between 10 and 19, like technologically, things haven't changed a lot, but I think culturally they had because of technology.
Yeah. But it was just more of like everything that's happened in 2000s just got refined, essentially.
Yeah. Even in the 2000s, like stuff wasn't new. It just, improved. The 90s things were legitimately new.
Like, for example, like the last big technological innovation was the tablet. And that was like 2008, 2009. That Steve Jobs did that. Like that was kind of like the last big kind of technological thing.
Mm-hmm. Be interesting to think if Steve Jobs was still alive, how things would have gone.
Yeah, because like with Steve Jobs, like in the 2000s, there was a new big thing like every couple of years. But since he's died, they've just refined. like the biggest thing they've done is like the Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's like the biggest new thing they've introduced. Like, you know, maybe moving to Apple Silicon was probably a good idea, you know, but I don't know. I think Apple in the next 10 years or so is going to start to go downhill because Apple, Steve Jobs was good about getting Apple into new markets. Like, he revitalized it with the iMacs, and then he did the iPod, got them into music. They did the iPad, you know, and got the tablet stuff. He was on the iPhone. He was constantly putting Apple into new markets. But the problem is with cell phones, we've reached a saturation point.
Yeah. Yeah, cell phones are everywhere, and there's a lot of people, you know, saying like, I don't want my kid to have a cell phone. You know,
but yeah, like T-Mobile Sidekick, that was probably the biggest iPhone precursor, I would say. Like, as far as like it wasn't quite a smartphone, but it was like kind of like a precursor kind of thing. I think that was like the most popular iPhone precursor because that one thing was really popular in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Because they had like a great marketing campaign. Like, do you remember the incident where Paris Hilton's Sidekick got hacked and like numbers of all these celebrities got leaked or whatever?
Yeah, I remember a lot of stuff like that happening.
But yeah,
what a wild time. I was just thinking of like commercials and yeah, so much was different back then. I think we're maybe wanting to turn that. I don't know.
I think one thing I see is there's a lot of nostalgia for the phones in 2000s because there's so many wildly different designs back in the 2000s.
They didn't all look the same.
Yeah. Like I watched this. There's this YouTube series When Phones Were Fun where he reviews like old cell phone designs. Like, remember when the coolest phone ever was a Motorola Razr?
Yes, I had one of those.
Like, I gotta say, like, I always wanted one, but like those things still look sleek and sexy today. I think with dumb phones kind of making a comeback, they need to they did bring back because I think my next cell phone I'm gonna get like one of those flip phones because oh god I miss flip phones because like they have like the smartphone flip up ones. That's gonna be my next cell phone because like I love that. You know,
cool.
It's just the epitome of cool is like cell phone ringing and then you like flip it open like that. Or you're angry and you slam it to close it. Like, so much fun.
It was cooler when they were new because then you were just like whipping out something, you know, and it just looked cool.
Dude, phrasing. Phrasing, you whipped it out.
Oh, right. Blazing Saddles. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Right.
You look like you're looking something up at the moment.
I am. I'm looking up images of the Razr. I want to show people for all you kids out there. It looks like I'd added another.
Oh yes.
So this was the epitome of cool, back in the mid 2000s because like they came in different colors. Like, I gotta say that like, that cell phone like design wise still looks cool.
Yeah, it is. I think that of all the cell phone designs, and we went through a lot, that's my favorite one. Like
the way this lights up and whatnot. Like, you could come out like if they come out with this today as a dumb phone design. Like, I obviously wouldn't set the world on fire, but it would be really attractive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember that was the last phone I had before a smartphone. That was my last dumb phone.
But yeah, oh gosh, I miss these phones. Apple right now is kind of like an oil rig. They know they're running out of oil. Yeah, they can only get so much blood from a stone. And then this was the Sidekick, and
yeah, I remember rappers had that. I remember like 50 Cent had that, and like that was the cool thing.
I mean, this does look like a cool phone. Like,
yeah.
Oh gosh, this is so 2000s. It hurts.
Oh yeah, the bedazzled Sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like that's the thing that like people don't realize about 2000s. Like women were into tech back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like like there were cell phones marketed toward like the Sidekick was used by a lot of women, but men used it too.
Well, that was an era too where the more advanced phones were the smaller ones, and that seemed female friendly. They fit in purses. I remember they were making jewelry out of some, or like necklaces and like just like accessories. Because the smaller your phone was, the more advanced it was. It wasn't like a big brick. Then it kind of reversed with smartphones.
Yeah, I mean that kind of like comes and goes, but gosh, I like, and the other big thing is for these big keyboards was for texting. I believe the Sidekick could also do like email and whatnot. There's another bedazzled one. Oh gosh, remember these? I think this is like an sorry, that reminded me of an my first MP3 player.
I remember the first phones that had cameras kind of looked like that.
Okay, this was my first MP3 player.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to know how much storage it had?
Like a gig?
No, 128 megabytes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's that, like 12 CDs or something?
Essentially, yeah. But yeah, this was my first MP3 player. It was cool. But one that I kind of miss. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, yeah, you had your iPods, but there was actually a lot of really good MP3 players back in the 2000s. This is the one that I miss. It's a Creative Zen. Beautiful screen. So this thing had like a 1.5 inch screen. I actually used to watch anime on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I had a built-in radio. I've actually been like keeping an eye on stuff because like I want this thing again. Talking about the Razer phone, they have smartphone versions. They do actually, because they have come out with the Razer again.
And this is part of what made the iPhone popular. Like initially, the big pitch was it's your iPod and a cell phone in one device. Because you used to have different devices for all this stuff.
Actually, one sec. Let me. I can actually pull that up. Yeah, that was a selling point.
Now it's like not even a special feature. It's like, yeah, any phone could store that much music. Now we don't even store music. We just have it on, Spotify and whatever.
All right. So here we go. I mean, I still store music, but
is a breakthrough internet communications device. So, 3 things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today,
like, I don't think people realize just how big. Like, this is a historic event.
Mm-hmm.
Like the unveiling of the iPhone literally changed the world.
It might as well.
I'm not being hyperbolic here. No, you there, RJ?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I think. Oh, you there?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Thought you had frozen there for a moment. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I said it might as well be Cyberdyne Systems.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, like it changed the whole directory of like, because like it accelerated because like smartphones are already a thing. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think there's a delay.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I, for one, welcome our new robot overlords. So you think there's a little bit of a delay?
Yeah, can you hear me? I am saying things right now.
Oh, that's weird. Oh my God, those commercials. Can you hear me now? Good.
Hold on.
All right.
How about now?
All right. So I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. Let's test this. Shave and a haircut.
6 bits. 2 bits.
Okay.
How many bits?
Too many bits. There's just too many bits. Yeah. Cyberdyne systems. Lols. But yeah, it's just something that like I feel like we haven't really reconciled, like the difference between millennials, because they do feel like two distinct groups. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. The difference. I remember when the younger millennials were new to the workforce. The boomers were losing their minds, first of all. And I remember my employer saying, like, yeah, people about 5 years younger than you are like way different than your age group, than the rest of your age group. So I remember that. Like, there's
and they're saying the same thing about Gen Z. So and like, hey, have you seen that Dragnet clip? Like, there's a clip from Dragnet, which is from the 60s. All right. All right. Where he's all right. I'm kind of pulling it up here. Oh gosh, the website's being slow, but basically it's basically a guy who is essentially Greatest Generation talking.
Oh, talking to boomers. I think I know the one you mean.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting clip because it's saying all the same stuff the boomers would eventually say to millennials.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one. Yeah.
Apples on the street corner. That's one of the things we were dissatisfied about, and you don't see that much anymore.
You're taller, stronger, healthier, better educated, and you live longer than the last generation. And we don't think that's altogether bad. You've probably never seen a quarantine sign in your neighbor's door. Diphtheria, scarlet fever.
Oh, they saw a quarantine sign, all right. It just took them a few years.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're literally just saying the same stuff. They're like, this is a 50-year-old clip. That's from 50 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're saying the same. Like, they're saying the same stuff. They said the same stuff in the 2000s. Essentially, like, you have it easy now. You have never had it easier. We had it harder than you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's cyclical, and that's kind of my thing. Is all this stuff is cyclical. You know.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, the millennials and Gen Alpha are going to have the same conflicts. It's going to happen. It will happen. I bet my life on it. It's going to happen. And that's the bet I'm going to win. You know, because it was Boomer versus Millennials. Now it's Gen X versus Gen Z. There's also some Millennial versus Gen Z, but that's whatever. But there will be a Millennial versus Alpha. I guarantee it. It's cyclical. It's, you know, that we all say this. It's just like when we're young, we think the world owes them stuff. When we're old, we get mad at the young people for saying the same stuff we do. You know,
Yeah.
they just do it differently than us. You know, kind of thing.
Right.
When in reality is, kids are naturally rebellious, and they whatever the parents do, the kids are going to do the opposite. And millennials had a very high percentage of being left leaning, of being overly liberal. So when people say conservatism is the new punk rock or it's a counterculture, they're kind of not wrong. Like I'm not trying to like be political here. I'm just like stating facts.
Yeah, well, think of like the environments we grew up in, like millennials. Like we grew up in the Bush era, you know, and like we were very patriotic because we were post 9/11, and you know, people have feelings about some things that happened during that, you know, that decade. It wasn't perfect, and then I think
Bush is a war criminal. He should have been tried by the Hague, but you know.
Yeah, so it's like we overcorrect, right? So then we went like Obama, huge political correctness. It just kind of went way in the other direction.
Well, political correctness dates back to the 90s. Like if you look, because I remember the term political correctness dates back to the Clinton years.
Yeah, it wasn't new then. It just accelerated, and part of that I think was social media. But like we just overcorrected for a lot of like societal wrongs that we thought. Like even the conservatives went from like the Bush to like the Ron Paul, and now it's like, you know, something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just tend to overcorrect with everything in society. But then you think of like what the Zoomers grew up in. You know, they were, you know, to be, you know, like trans was like, you know, the new black, as it were.
Yeah, that's why when like they say it's like, because I see just as many Zoomers being highly liberal as I do them seeing highly conservative, and it's not a gender balance. Like I know they say like Gen Z boys are highly conservative, which if that's the case, there's a very, very strong logical reason for that, because a lot of Gen Z boys, and we're getting slightly political here, but I'm trying to keep this on more of like a factual kind of thing. A lot of Gen Z boys were raised by feminist mothers, and the problem is during like the 2010s, boys were told like, oh, let the girls handle it, you know, all that stuff. Like I saw it firsthand. I remember I was going to college in the mid 2010s, and I was doing this art class, and they had like this day where like everyone just sat on seats, and we just stood up and we all told our personal issues. It didn't matter, you know, gay, straight, trans, white, black, whatever. The exercise was we all have our issues, you know, fair enough, you know. I said my thing, some people disagree with it, but I was allowed to say my piece. So I'll give them some credit, you know. And then another guy was talking, and this other kid, we'll call him Bert. I had been friends with him, but I wasn't friends with him at this point. Young white dude. I think he was definitely Gen Z. Maybe millennial. I don't know, because it's like 2015, 2016. He was like saying something like, "Oh, white people are awful. You know, we're terrible." And then another person kind of stood up to say like, "Hey man, nobody else interrupted. Let us say our piece." And then he said, "Shut up, you cracker." You know, a slur, you know, white slur essentially. And this is a white dude saying this, and everyone just got kind of quiet, and the teacher kind of took him out, and we kind of proceeded. But like, oh god, that was kind of a moment where I realized, holy crap, the kids aren't all right, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like I remember,
like, I'm sorry, I kind of want to finish this in a. To me, it's like, how bad is the indoctrination that like you have to hate your own self? Like, I get respecting other people, I get respecting other people's cultures and races, but you can't overcorrect it. Like, take pride in yourself, you know, but don't take pride in yourself to think you're better than other people. That's my thing, you know.
Right.
Like, I'm a man. Men are awesome, but women are awesome too. That's essentially.
It depends on what area you grew up in too. I think what your public school might have been like for those of us who went to public school. It was so bad where I grew up, and like you could see where the indoctrination was, because we read history through like this modern lens where Europeans were just villains all the time. We were the aggressors. We were, and dating other people. And I think that would really raise a whole generation to be ashamed and want to overcompensate. And correct.
I'm trying to think back to mine, because like my education, I think I'm better than myself. Okay, that's cool. Sorry, I don't know how to like react to that. For me, the way that my education was, we definitely didn't shy away from like the racism of history. Now, granted, I graduated in 2006, so a little bit different. So like 90s, 2000s kind of thing. So like we didn't shy from it. But at the same time, it wasn't like demonizing white people. Like there's a big emphasis on World War II. Like that was heavily taught in like middle school era. Because like I think the big reason we felt like there was a big focus on teaching, World War II is never again. You need to know the horrors. It's people who don't remember the past are doomed to repeat it. I think that was kind of why World War II was heavily focused on in schools. Is because they took that to heart. See, my education is weird. I live in Detroit, so being the only white person in school is definitely, yeah. Like you see a lot of this stuff where like, oh, I'm like one of 3 black people in the school, and there's stuff like him where he's like the only white person. He was a token white boy, essentially.
Well, it's funny you bring up like the 20th century, because I think the 20th century was taught differently for me, because a lot of the teachers lived through that. But what I remember being like really bad was like early American history, like slavery and Western expansion. Like Europeans, like white people, just painted to be these awful villains. And like that, I think, and you look at like the 1619 Project, I think there's like that grew out of those seeds of resentment, I think, like believing your culture is the villain.
I'm trying to think back, because like we were definitely taught like the slavery stuff. But I want to say, like, we were taught about the slave owners, but we were also talking about the abolitionists. Like, it was very much a North good, South evil kind of paradigm. Where like, oh, people in the North, they were trying to free the slaves. They were helping with the Underground Railroad. White people weren't bad. They, like, the North recognized it was bad and were trying to help them. Like, that's kind of how I feel like. And
mine I don't think was taught that way.
This is like 20, 30 years ago, so memory's a bit hazy there.
Right.
Yeah, so take whatever I say with a huge grain of salt.
Also, I grew up in California too, so I think a lot of that, like, they focus on like the conquistadors and missionaries, and they really focus on like a lot of the terrible things that happened to Native Americans and
versus me, I grew up in Metro Detroit, and since there's a strong black population, of course you're gonna it's like a northern state. Of course you're gonna like talk about that kind of stuff. You kind of have to. See, like, and that's kind of the other thing, and this is kind of like where a lot of millennials, kind of like have the confusion, because we were taught to not see color, judge a person not by the color of their skin but the content of their character. That was hammered home to us, like I don't see a black person, I just see a person.
Oh, you remind me of some. Sorry, go on. I gotta look up this clip. I don't think it'll get you copyright struck.
Okay.
Keep going.
So yeah, and so like when we come to the 2010s, we have like the reorganization of what's actually racism. It's like a bit, kind of thing. There's a cognitive dissonance in a lot of millennials' heads, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree, because we were taught one way, and I think growing up we remember when things, like race relations were like better, probably like any other time.
Look. And I've said this before, like, look at the 90s. Like, in the late 80s, the most popular show on television was The Cosby Show. And, like, look at, like, how many black sitcoms we had in the 90s. Can you full screen it, please?
Yeah. Wait till you see this.
Oh, God. I can't hear it.
No. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Let me start over. I got to unmute it. My bad. Right.
Am I wrong for wanting a smartphone sidekick? No, you're not. I've heard some like rumors that they want to bring it back as a smartphone. I think that'd be cool.
All right, here we go.
That will get me copyright struck, actually.
All right.
So I'm just gonna say it. Can't touch this. Do.
Right.
They just brought back parachute pants.
I know.
All right.
Oh, wait till you see. I probably can't play the whole thing.
No. I probably played too much.
Though.
Yeah, that's so clearly funny. An SNL clip. That will get me. It's
right.
fine. It's fine.
But I think we were taught one way to think about race, and then like in college, like that was shifted, and that was like the whole woke thing of like, oh, I'm conscious of all this stuff now, right?
Yeah, dude. I didn't get like the full brunt of it, but like I got shades of it because I went to community college and I was going to go to regular college. I remember in my remedial math class, because I suck at math. Okay, I have no shame in saying that I suck at math. We were doing some math assignments, and one of the math assignments was literally about the wage gap.
Yeah, it's like a meme. It's like this plus this equals how much climate change.
Yeah. Oh gosh. And like I remember I actually got accepted to Eastern Michigan University, which is a college here, and I went to orientation, and they're like, "Oh, you have to take a social justice class or whatever to graduate." Like they forced you to take one of the woke classes, and she was helping me do my schedules, like this black lady, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna hold that off until later or whatever. Like not even rude or anything. I'm just saying I'm gonna hold it off till later. And she was like, she rolled her eyes and be like, okay. Like I think she kind of saw through my bull crap, but like I wasn't even rude about it. I was just being polite, kind of thing. Like because I had gone there, I probably would have had to take it anyway. But like I wasn't even rude. I didn't even say it condescendingly. I was like, yeah, I'll hold it off till later, kind of thing. And she was like rolling her eyes or whatever. I eventually didn't go to Eastern. That was a bullet dodge right there. Because like I was going to go for game design. And this was 2017, 2018, and I had an associate's degree. You want to know when I would have been graduating? 2020, 2021-ish. So I would have been and with a game design degree, like a bachelor's in whatever. Because it probably would have taken me like 2-3 years, probably another 4 years because of COVID, So like maybe as I would have been entering the workforce as late as 2022. Okay. That was the worst time to enter the workforce as a game developer. Like, oh my God.
Because of the message?
No, because like by like, in COVID, they were hiring people like mad. So like maybe I would like at best, I would have gotten hired somewhere, probably had a good cushy job for like 2 years, and I would have gotten laid off. So like around this time, I would have been one of the ones to get laid off, and I would have been so screwed over. So I dodged a bullet.
There you go. So you were almost a game developer then.
Yeah, because I wanted to. I had my associates. I wanted to be like an environmental artist. The guy who makes like the trees and divines like the cityscapes kind of thing.
Okay.
It probably would have worked out because like all the college degrees require drawing courses, and I suck at drawing. But like I kind of had a little bit of a knack for 3D, and I kind of enjoyed it. So like if I just would have pursued 3D modeling, I probably could have made that work because I was able to do like low poly modeling, low poly 3D models, and I kind of enjoyed it. It was something that like I understood. So like if I had gone down that path, I probably would have worked. But trying to include drawing, I suck at drawing. I kind of thing. So yeah. But
are you good at Mugen? Because I remember tweeting about this.
No, I suck at fighting games. But that's sprite art. That's a much different discipline.
Yeah, I wanna really learn to make an indie comics Marvel vs. Capcom style game, but
dude, I want to touch upon like this thing. All right, I'm turning on the fans, get a little bit warm in here. I'm gonna touch upon that here in a second, but like I want to make a beat 'em up for Screecher, and there's this engine called Open Beats of Rage or Open Bore, which makes it really easy like to make beat 'em ups. Like a Screecher beat 'em up, I think would be really freaking cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. Like those old arcades with like Ninja Turtles and X-Men, like those.
But yeah, if you ever do like an indie Marvel vs. Capcom, I am down. You are welcome to use Creature. Just let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of artists. Like if all I need is the right developer who can do it, then I would just get a bunch of artists who I think have cool characters, and we all go in on it.
Hooded Raven, you're not wrong. If you ever pursue 3D modeling, then you would have let you go down the fallback of. I mean, honestly, I could totally see like my path going down there for money if I had that skill set. Because I don't know if you know, but like, not safe for work commissions are extremely lucrative. Like
I'm sure they are.
Like being a furry commission artist, you have to like have a strong stomach, but apparently it's very lucrative.
I'm sure it is.
But yeah, I could see myself. Like if I had gone down that path, I could see myself going there. All right. Anyway, so Hooded Raven kind of brought something interesting: a smartphone sidekick. So Hooded Raven, he's kind of on the younger side. I think he's like more of a younger millennial kind of person. Mm-hmm. So there's kind of a yearning for like these older style of like cell phones, but modern. Like older tech made new. Because like the problem is like cell phones are just very uniform nowadays. Mm-hmm. They're just like a black or gray slab. There's no personality to them, and I think that's why people latch on to like the old style cell phones, because like even your crappy cell phone had a personality to it, had a style to it.
Right. They had to be, because cell phones weren't ubiquitous, and you had to make it enticing in order to get one.
Hooded Raven, no. I am not going to be doing that. If somebody does that on their own, that is their own choice. I can't stop them. I mean, I can, but I have a pro fan art policy. So, but yeah, no. I will say there will be a Quartermain XXX. Well, it's called the Undressed Edition, but so I'm doing like a James Bond book. Are you okay?
I've seen that. I've seen that one.
And as a stretch goal, we're gonna have the Quartermain Undressed Edition, and and I work with the artist to where they're literally drawing the book. Like for example, she steps out of the shower and he got steam covering the nips. In the Undressed Edition, we'll remove the steam. Like that kind of thing. So yeah, and that might be the first time we hit our $5,000 stretch goal.
Right, especially on Kickstarter. That's draws in their crowd.
Yeah, so that's 2027, but the first issue is coming out here in December, so that'll be cool. Oh yeah. We talked a lot about cell phones.
If you want to make them interesting, by the way, you can get the Orion pop socket.
Fair enough.
I can't stop. I can't help myself.
Oh, nor should you. Honestly, nor should you. Oh gosh. Let's see here. We talked about we did a lot of talk about like the cell phones. Like I don't know. Like I feel like the gaming topic over the years has kind of been done to death to a degree. So like, I feel like the difference in technology is mostly down to greed. Because like if they wanted to make consoles like the Super Nintendo, PS2, whatever, they could, but like the patches and DLC, the monetization, that's just pure choice. Yes, internet enables that, but there's nothing stopping them from doing that, from going back to a more simple tech. It's like, look at the Evercade, it has cartridges, it does stuff, like they could do that anytime they want. I don't know. So, by the power of NSW, you have the power. No, I don't have the power. I do not. But yeah, like for every reaction, there's an equal opposite reaction. So like, it's kind of like we're like the indie movement, like kind of tie it back to what we're doing. We're starting to see like indie comics have been around for like forever, 70s, 80s. but like the indie comics of now are a lot different than the indie comics of even the 2000s or even the 2010s, I'd say. Because like I first started to join the indie scene in 2008.
Okay.
My first comic was released in 2018. Formed Phoenix Press 2019, and from there it's like active. But like I first started dipping my toes in the water in 2008, and in 2008, basically the landscape was you try to find someone on a site like called Digital Webbing because they had like a classifieds. You maybe found someone to team up with. There wasn't really crowdfunding back then. Maybe you did stuff through PayPal. It was really interesting. There's websites. But yeah, social media has really helped the indie scene, I would say.
Yeah. I got into it through social media right around the time Elon bought Twitter and discovered CG and all that stuff. And Rippaverse was new at that time. This was around 22.
Yeah, my first like really big dipping the toes in the water was like 2017, 2018 when I tried to crowdfund the first version of Project Access. That was when I was with a different company called Dark Elf Designs. That was like marketing through Facebook and a lot of stuff through YouTube. It failed miserably. The Kickstarter's thing's still up there if you look. Yeah, I think if I search Kickstarter, because like I eventually left Dark Designs in 2019 over disagreement, and then I reformed Phoenix Press in 2019, and then did Project Access again in 2020. Let's see here. All right, so yep, we got the yep, it's still up. So let me yeah. I mean, this has always been available. So, this was the first Kickstarter I did for Project Access. We did not meet our goal, but like, just look at that, 19 backers, and still got like 326. Pretty decent description, like, yeah, pretty bare bones, honestly. Oh, you made me laugh at the wrong time. I was getting grapes, and I started. No. So yeah, like physical 2 was $5. So yeah, what's funny is looking at the prices. Like our special edition was $10. Our foil version was $30. Like, also way too many tiers. Way too many tiers. Because this was back in the day when you just like threw out like big ass tiers, like, oh, who knows kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here.
Imagine a man.
Oh god. Sorry, I was like, that's me doing it. But like, yeah. And then so yeah, that was the update, and then I still had mod access, so when I did this, I actually advertised.
Nice.
I'm sure when the guy, kind of thing. But yeah, like even back in 2018, the indie landscape was a lot different.
A lot of it like picked up in 2018, and I wasn't around for that.
Yeah, that was when you started to see like a lot of the live streams and whatnot. Yeah, COVID was a kind of a boom time for comics. The Phoenix Press gets acquired by a big name company. Now all the fans are I soiled it. Oh my god, Disney acquires Screecher, now it's woke. Yeah, this one this is the one that I did in 2020, and this one was successful. So, yeah, and this was the first Kickstarter that I did. Yeah, you can just tell we kind of redid the artwork a little bit. By the way, Project Access is coming back next year. by the way. See, like, even just like by a matter of 2 years, the price of the physical comic had doubled, you know?
That's crazy, yeah.
Behind the scenes book, 3 cover prints, $30. Like, some of this, your name in the book. Dossier edition was like the special edition kind of thing. Like, that's what would be like the talent, you know, play of the month. So yeah, way too complicated. But yeah, so yeah, it's like things like, oh gosh, yeah, things were kind of a boom time because, like, you know how people were doing like buying stuff like crazy, and affected indie comics as well. Let's gonna peek at the trailer real quick. So yeah, like the trailer is a little bit better. This was back when I was still editing the trailers, by the way. So yeah, there's kind of legal. Why do you still do the name in the book? Because people like having their names in the books.
Yeah.
You know, see the problem. I don't really do it as much anymore on the comics because I try to have the comics done before the book is done. And so if you have like, oh, you can have your face in the book, be a character in the book. Yeah, people like that stuff. But then you have to go back and redraw it or re-add it or whatever. It can be kind of a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so as far as like tips I can have for people, they do like their tchotchkes. Try to have simple tiers. Like I basically have digital catch-up, physical comic. Sometimes I'll have like a goodie bag tier that's like the tchotchkes, physical catch-up, and then the collector's edition. You know, just try and keep it simple. Yeah, because if you have too many, it just gets too much.
It says, wait, do you still put your name in the book?
I did it for Lost Kingdom because that was a novel, and I knew I was going to be editing it, and people said that, but I don't do it for the comics for the reason I stated. Because then I have to go back and edit it, and plus, like, I don't know, because like when you're doing it, you kind of have to earmark, like, okay, this background character, you know, kind of thing is going to be is that, or if it's just going to be a name, you have to have a side character that's like somewhat disposable that you're going to name, you know. I don't know. I think when I do volume 2 of Streacher, I might have like a few characters, like, hey, name this character or whatever, you know, kind of thing.
Interesting. Yeah, it's hard for me because like I like to world build, so I just kind of name them.
Yeah, I world build too. You know, I've been working on the script for volume 2. It's like five issues right now. I'm thinking about expanding it to 6 issues because I still got to rewrite it a little bit because the thing is, like, what I'm realizing is it's going to cost a lot to do it, and then what I'm realizing is it actually might be cheaper to add another issue, and then I can like do a part 1, part 2. So that way I'm only doing 3 issues at a time, and then that way it's a heck of a lot cheaper. And then issue 3 kind of has like a nice little cliffhanger, so it kind of works. Plus, with the ending of issue 4 going into issue 5, it actually might benefit from giving an issue to kind of give some space. Like, I don't want to give spoilers, but like some stuff happens, and you know, maybe some recovery time or whatever. So like giving some space to the story might actually work it. But like, I just kind of want to finish it as is for the 5 issues, get some feedback, and then go from there. Because like, as a writer, the worst thing you can do is endlessly edit. You know, it becomes like an endless cycle. So like, I just want to finish my first draft and then go from there.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it says, have you ever thought of when you release the first edition, had the tear, so when it comes out in the volume edition, the person's face will be there replacing one of the 10. I mean, I could do that. I'd have to look over the issue and like see if there's any like people that I mean there's background people I could maybe do that. And thinking of cost, it probably wouldn't cost too much to do that actually. You know, because like replacing faces, because like I'm still in contact with the original Screecher artist. So like I could probably pay him to like fix the faces and the colorist, so it's doable. Yeah. So issue 4 is coming out here in a little over 2 weeks, and then the trade is coming out next summer. That's how it's going. So I might do that for the trade, Raven. I actually might do that. But yeah, so we like the rise of indie gaming was a big thing that really started the mid 2000s. Xbox Live Arcade was a big part of that.
Yeah. I remember people going to the Call of Duty, the arcade to play Call of Duty.
Yeah, I think the biggest. Oh, there's some bad. I think kind of like the biggest difference is the death of third spaces. You know, we all kind of bemoan about like going to the mall, or now everyone just meets online or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad for it existed. I'm kind of a shut-in. If I didn't have you guys online to talk crap with on Twitter, I would be a much more miserable person. So thank you. Thank you for making my day meaningful. But yeah, I don't know. All right, Nathan Brown's back. Oh,
welcome back.
Yes, sir. But yeah, like I would love to see third spaces come back. I would love to see malls come back. I don't know if they will. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking today, like that's a big difference between Gen X and all the others. Even millennials, like we grew up with third spaces, and then they went away, and that just changed a lot of how social interaction is done. Like I don't think indie comics, like I've talked about this with a lot of people.
You get a little bit of it at conventions. Like you get a little bit of it at conventions, I will say.
Yeah, you do. But like imagine going to like a comic shop and interacting with people the same way people like comics fans online interact.
I mean, comic shops, you go to comic shops, you're gonna like there's still discussions that happen there. Like you still have those like nerdy discussions.
Well, yeah, they're discussions, but there's not like I'm gonna yell at you because you like.
I mean, that's really anything, you know. That's really any like the way that people talk online. If they try to do that online, they'll get their butts kicked or whatever, you know.
It would just be really strange, yeah. Like I'm gonna yell at you for something that you like in the store. Like
what's funny is you're starting to see it happen a little more, and people are getting consequences for it. You know, people who think the internet's real life or whatever. We got a mall here that's alive. See, the thing is, malls are still kind of active in the wealthier areas. My daughter loves going. That is cool that she gets to go there. Like
malls alive.
Here in Metro Detroit, we still have some malls that are hanging on, but they're kind of slowly dying off. Even like some of the richer malls up in Oakland County are having problems. But yeah, but a lot of malls are just ghost towns.
You know, it's funny, and this is a Gen Z difference. Like in Colorado, especially in northern Colorado, our like third space culture is built around breweries, and Gen Z doesn't drink. They're on some weird health kick. So like you don't see anyone younger than millennials there. And I've also noticed for that reason, the breweries that don't have places for kids to play aren't doing as well. They're shutting down. The ones that are successful have play areas.
Well, that was the whole point of the McDonald's play place. Like that was literally the whole point is grandma brings the kids to the play place. Like she'll drink a coffee or whatever, and she sits there and the kids play. And then afterwards, you know, they'll get the kids some Happy Meals or whatever.
Yeah, it's that way with breweries now because like it's Gen Z. For some
I
reason,
disagree, Hooded Raven. So we're like Hooded Raven lives in my area, so like we're talking local stuff. Like depending on what area of Carpenter Road, the mall. Oh, you're talking about like Briarwood? Yeah, that thing's a bit hit and miss. So like the malls that I frequent is like Southland is somewhat busy. Westland Mall is freaking dead. That's a freaking ghost town. Fairlane, it's a bit hit and miss. But yeah. So Briarwood is like one of the nicer malls. There's actually an Apple store there, so you know it's fancy. They got an Apple store there.
Remember what those used to be cooler than I think they are now.
Well, the thing is, like I've been to the Apple store in Ann Arbor, and it's kind of underwhelming. It's just like it's like basically like a silvery steel box or whatever, and they got the Apple stuff on display. You know, it's like you see pictures of like the New York one, or like they look all nice. You know, if they have a Chinese restaurant, tip $10 no matter the cost, and they'll give you free stuff. Yep, and then kind of backing me up.
I remember that design when Apple stores were new. It was like, you know, in the Clone Wars when Obi-Wan visits Geonosis, and it's all white inside and futuristic. That's what it felt like going inside when that was new.
Yeah, the thing that I always liked about malls was they always had interesting architecture. Like there was it was always an interesting space to look at. Like no two malls were different. No two malls were the same. They all had different layouts. Like at Fairlane or even Briarwood, they had like different levels or whatnot. You know, like let me kind of show you a picture, like a video. Fairlane Town Center. This would be like an exploring thing. But yeah, that's kind of the problem. Is a lot of them are freaking dead. Yeah, Briarwood's one of the nicer malls in the area. And then this is also another the nicer mall. Like Fairlane and Briarwood are the same people. Oh, I'm gonna turn that off. But yeah, this is Fairlane. Like, yeah, I've literally walked this path. I've literally been here. And if you see a lot of this is Dearborn. That's why.
iPod aesthetic. Yeah, well, did I say Geonosis? Wrong planet.
Camino iPod aesthetic. Like, I'm trying to like get to one where they show the levels. But yeah, oh yeah, this is a food court area, I believe. Yeah, food court. But yeah, it's like interesting. And then the one in Kalamazoo Crossroads, it's literally 2 levels stacked on top of each other. It's pretty sweet. But yeah, see, look at this. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Dearborn.
Change those into apartments, Nathan. It's going to be too much like Judge Dredd.
Right.
We're almost there. Judge Dredd.
I like the idea of changing them into apartments to keep the food court. Yeah, I've seen some people do that. Like I've actually seen videos of like where they take like a three-story mall. The upper 2 stories they turn into apartments, and the bottom stories are different like shops. It's like it's a millennial fantasy right there.
Yeah. Got a reverse Disney situation.
Oh God, you can actually buy live in Disney. And then this is the one that Hood Raven was talking about. This is Briarwood in Ann Arbor. It's pretty nice, I would say. It's kind of got like this like a central hub, and then you kind of got this, like the spokes that go out. The mall that I like going to is Southland. Yeah. Oh, the Van store. Oh, this is like Christmas time. Oh gosh, Christmas in the mall was that was always something special, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the one where
like look at that, look at that display. Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah. There was one mall where I grew up that had an indoor ice rink. That was a lot of fun.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Gandalf with me here.
I was there, Gandalf.
Yeah.
And then like the one that like that's where I got my wife's wedding ring. It'll be a community. Like yeah, Westland Mall is freaking dead. I think the last time I was there, I think I met a lady there. We just kind of like talk, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, this Westland is kind of like my childhood mall. Oh God, yeah, this is kind of like the central area right here. They got a little upstairs thing. I think there used to be a restaurant there. There used to be a Walden Books. I think I bought like some real time. That used to be a Macy's. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, that's the under part. I don't think I've ever been down here. Oh gosh. Yeah, play places. But yeah, like I remember a lot of these spaces. There used to be Software Etc. that became a GameStop, and then it became a. Oh, and this is the other central hub. Oh gosh, I've been to that stand. Yeah, this is a trip down memory lane right here because like I've literally walked these floors. Yep. Okay, we're kind of getting close to where the GameStop used to be. Because I remember it was like a Software Etc. in like the year 2000. My uncle took me there. Yep. It was right there. It was right there. You know, Taco Bell for a while, and now there's nothing. Yep, it was literally right there. That was where the GameStop was. It reminds me of You Got Mail, of the old bookstore. And the thing is, like, look up old videos. You know, of like of stuff, you know, abandoned Erie. I don't think that's. I'm trying to see. Let's see here. I think this might be. It says Westland Mall, but like I'm not sure if it's. Trying to match the architecture. But yeah, like look how lively some of these places are. All right. Let me just try something else. So, okay, this is Oakland Mall in Troy. It's close enough.
Are on a binge tonight, shoving their way down bargain-filled aisles. Malls have been full all day as store owners help feed the buying frenzy with markdowns. Well, Channel 7 reporter John Kleekamp now joins us from Oakland Mall with this live-action camera report. John?
Cheryl, officially this mall closed at 5 o'clock just a few moments ago, but as you can see, it's still far from empty.
Look how busy it is.
Last-minute shoppers taking their shopping right down to the wire this year. Apparently, some of them will even leave this mall looking for another store that may still be open so they can finally get this shopping thing all wrapped up. One look at the parking lot should have convinced many consumers to stay away.
Look at the cars.
But last-minute shoppers are a breed apart. intrepid souls who've turned the 11th hour scramble for gifts into an annual event.
I do this every year. I don't know why I wait. I always wait till the 24th to do it. It's like I get these breaks.
See, that's another thing. Like, another thing like I've seen is there's kind of been a shying away from Christmas and people going towards Halloween. I think a big reason for that is Christmas has been so heavily pushed. There's a lot of background noise. It's really high.
Really?
Yeah, it's very distracting.
Oh. Seems to help it.
But okay, Christmas has been so heavily pushed as a family holiday. Like, it's family togetherness, and a lot of people now, especially millennials, they don't have very many families to go to. Like, that's one of the reasons why I don't really celebrate Christmas, because I don't have any family to go to. In fact, I try very hard to at least get in the Christmas spirit. Okay, sounds better, RJ. I want to say after 2002, it just seems like only in the movies. Yeah. It's also like you can also kind of see it with like how Black Friday, I'd say post-COVID, really hasn't been a thing. Like there was kind of this push in like I'd see the late 2010s to go away from it. Like they were trying to do like Grey Thursday, but like Black Friday never came back after COVID. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that is interesting. I just tried to avoid stores on Black Friday because people get trampled.
Yeah, and I also think it also kind of became like a thing where like people would go to Black Friday just to record people do stuff and put it on YouTube. And I think people watching people acting like animals, which
speaking of animals, you see that? What Merlin likes to do.
Let's do Black Friday 2018. Something fairly recent. All right. Oh God, this is bad. I found some crazy footage. But like the thing is, this is from 2018. That's not that long ago. This footage is from 2018. Yeah. Like they're hold the line!
Right.
Your men have died defending it. The fortress has fallen.
It's Helm's Deep.
yeah. It literally looks like the Battle of Helm's Deep and shit. Right. But like, look at that.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Fall back.
Yeah, like honestly, like looking at some of this stuff, it's kind of disgusts me.
Yeah, this is why I avoided.
Like they act like animals. This is not a black or white issue because like you see just as many white people doing this shit with black people. So this is not a race issue. Like look at this shit. It's freaking animals.
Yeah.
These people are acting like freaking hyenas.
Right.
Oh gosh. Like I remember like they were just fighting over towels. Like you're literally willing to maim someone over $2 towels.
So
what had happened to our society?
Right.
Yeah. And that was 2018. That was not that long ago. I don't know. Here we go. We got a system in place for Black Friday. Yeah, I think it was a combination of people seeing the footage over and over again and be like, okay, let's not do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they did try to spread it out, but there's also like this, because my sisters work retail. So like we often, like Thanksgiving was really difficult because they had to be they had to be at the store by midnight. Kind of thing. So we had to have Thanksgiving really early. I want to experience that, but I was too late. Yeah, I think the closest I did a Black Thursday run to like a disc traders or something. Like it was crazy. What's funny is there was a Target right next to it, and they had a big line. And I actually did go into Target after I did the disc traders. This was like after the initial rush. Like people were still like tearing things along and going crazy, but like I don't know. There were some good deals. Like if you like collecting DVDs or CDs in the 2010s, you usually got really good deals on like TV DVDs back then. I'm thinking retail got rid of spreading Black Friday because the whole week instead of one day. Yeah, Hooded Raven works retail, so I don't know how long you've worked retail, so I don't know if you've actually experienced it from the other end. But yeah.
The original Black Friday was October 13th, and the Templars were betrayed. I like that one.
Oh, that kind of reminds me. Bit of a gaming thing. So apparently they're doing a remake of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And they're removing the real life sections, and according to sources, people are mad. When all I've ever heard about Assassin's Creed 4 is the real life sections are really boring, and people can't wait to skip them. So there's like, wait, I thought we hated the real life sections. I don't know, it just feels like an AstroTurf kind of thing.
What are the real life sections?
It's office stuff like, oh, hey, you're a new employee at Asturgo. Meet people. Here's your boss. Here's mindless corporate conversations. Oh gosh,
boring stuff.
Yeah, like I just want to go back to plundering ships. Can I do that, please?
Right.
Yeah, it's very, very boring. Since 2020. All right. Yeah. So. Oh gosh, yeah, you missed the golden age of Black Friday. Like even if you were like a year earlier, like I think 2019 Black Friday was still pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And then a lot of 2020 shopping was Black Friday. It was just over toilet paper instead of towels.
Oh my god, I have pictures of that time where like just shelves completely devoid of toilet paper. Like there will be nostalgia for quarantine era. I mean, we're kind of already starting to see it. Like
I still think about it for like I go through a big box store and I think like I don't know, flashbacks of like riots over toilet paper. Just insanity.
Easy now. There you go. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, bonjour. C'est bon? It works? All right, let's take a walk. Your file says you've done some memory research before, but not to this extent, which is surprising. You're very good. The data streams are very stable.
Yeah, it's just that. You're just walking around being led around.
Yeah, that seems boring.
Yeah. And by the way, the reason why she's like speaking some French is this is supposed to take place in Montreal. 2007 was for sure. I was working at Taco Bell. Oh, yeah, you got the oh, holy crap! I think I was working at Taco Bell in 2017. I mean, not the same store, mind you, but like that's kind of funny. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, so many like shared experiences. That's the thing. Like, we used to have all these shared experiences. Like, where were you on 9/11? You know, we kind of got that again with COVID. Like, what did you do during COVID? It's like one of those like conversations you can always have. You know, like what did you do during COVID? Oh, I did this. Like, what's your COVID story? You know, everyone has their COVID story. Versus like, you know, where were you at 9/11? You know, what were you doing, kind of thing, or were you in the Challenger exploded, like those kind of things, or for the Boomers, were you when Kennedy got shot, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I just want things that kind of bring us together. Yeah. The other thing is like, even in the 90s, 2000s, TV was a much bigger deal because like everyone was kind of watching roughly the same shows. You know, like going back to Friends. You know, oh, Rachel's pregnant. Who's the father? You know, like that was a big deal. Who shot Mr. Burns?
And that was like the buzz, and like people would talk about that stuff in person when they'd see each
So
other.
I gotta share the story. I was a little shit as a kid. My sister was a big Friends fan, but like she worked at Arby's, so she didn't come by until like 3 hours after it aired. And I remember she was walking home. She walked in the door. She walked past my door, and I just yelled, "Ross is the father!" And she was like, "God damn it, Nick!" He was so mad at me. He was so mad at me because I just spoiled it for her. Like,
that's funny. That's funny.
Like I said, I was a little shit, but I'm sorry, that's what little brothers do. We're little shitbags,
Right.
you.
Yeah. That's funny. So yeah, shared experiences like that, we just don't have it anymore. Society's way more fragmented.
Yeah, subgroups, like subgroups have subgroups, kind of thing.
I think of it like when we were in high school, like you had your different groups, like you based on like your music and your dress style, like you had your
I feel like
kids,
that still exists in high school.
That still exists, but only now it's like into adulthood. I have this podcast I listen to, and I get my news from here, and I follow these people on X or whatever. And like we're just all fragmented in these communities,
and it's just going to get worse. I feel like it's just going to get worse because like payment processors are doing all this stuff, YouTube and whatnot. Like it's not going to be long before an alternative payment processor like tries to come up. You have the right leaning payment processor, kind of thing. So if we're not careful, we could have two totally parallel economies that do not cross over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy. That's like you could follow that to like some dystopian like outcome of like it's gonna be parallel societies.
Oh yeah, Nathan Brown. I actually kind of mentioned that like in the 90s. Oh, MASH reruns like MASH reruns in the 90s are like the Law and Order reruns of the 2000s.
Law and Order, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like in the 2000s. At any point in time, that if you just scroll through cable long enough, there will be Law and Order. At any point in time during the day, you could find some channel playing Law and Order.
Oh yeah, it's I think it's John Mulaney. He talks about like censorship, and he's like, then on Law and Order at 3 PM, you'll hear the grossest stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and then also it's like I've always kind of found it fascinating. You're talking about censorship. Is like what Europe considers taboo versus what we consider taboo. Like with Europe, they're fine with sexual stuff, but it's violence. And in America, it's flipped. So like you can have the most goriest dismemberment on 8 o'clock TV, but don't you dare show a nipple. Yeah. But on like European TV, it's like, there's boobs at the 10 o'clock at the 10 o'clock, but someone's bleeding. Oh no, that's got to get censored.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting, honestly.
It is interesting.
I find that good. I don't know. It's like I don't know. Like I don't want to go too far into this, but like. I've always found, at least Americans' relationship with like intimacy and sex to be very different, very weird, because we are both prudes, but also not prudes, Yeah,
it probably goes back to like, I don't know, starting as a puritanical culture.
Yeah, and then you got the holdovers, because like even if you're like an atheist, you still kind of have like the cultural osmosis, cultural holdovers kind of thing.
Right.
Versus Europe, they're more, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. And you see that a lot in Canada, especially like more of the French parts. Is Canada held on to more of its European influences because they're like not part of the Commonwealth, but they still have like ties to the UK, kind of thing. So yeah, like whereas USA had like that clean break. And we've had over 200 years to develop the culture.
Right. Yeah, we definitely broke up. This is definitely a very significant, well-documented breakup.
Very, very well documented. we even had the X wants to get back together, so we got to fight them off. They burned our house down.
Yeah.
War of 1812.
So everyone thinks this could be a whole other stream.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks we lost 1812. We did not lose 1812. We still won 1812. I will die on that hill.
My favorite historical anecdote is Andrew Jackson's famous Battle of New Orleans victory. The war was technically over.
It was technically over. News just didn't travel very fast back then.
Yeah, so like it was technically over when that happened. I just find that to be like historically fascinating.
Battle of New Orleans was just the after party. It was extra innings.
that is like the most New Orleans thing you could say.
Yeah. The game went into like overtime, an overtime exhibition match.
Oh gosh. So, I got a question for you. Who was the first U.S. president that was born under the U.S. flag? So, was born when the U.S. was a country?
John Hanson.
No. Martin Van Buren. Martin Van Buren. Yeah.
All right. Who's this Martin Van Buren?
I think he was like shortly after Andrew Jackson, because Andrew Jackson was 9. Because like when the Revolutionary.
Oh, you're saying born when U.S. was a country. Sorry, I misunderstood the question. I thought you were saying like technically our first president, because Washington's called our first president, right? We're taught that. But really, he was the first president under the Constitution, and we had John Hanson under the Articles of Confederation. So immediately following the American Revolution, we had a president. We just don't talk about him.
Yeah, like that, because like the Articles of Confederation were like 10 years, and there was almost another revolution that kind of happened.
It basically was like we just thought it was a bloodless revolution. We changed our governing document and like our basic laws as a country and how our entire government operates.
Because I think they realized we would not have, like, basically what would have happened is if we still had the Articles of Confederation, we would have become like Europe. If would not have made the Constitution, the USA would have been like Europe. Like Michigan would be a country. Florida would be a country. Kind of.
It would be like that. Be like having a stronger EU.
Essentially, yeah. But like, because at that time, each state kind of thought of themselves as a country. Like people would say, Maryland is my country.
Yeah. Well, even after the Constitution, that lasted until the Civil War. That attitude of like
it still exists. It still exists. Like they're like depending on the state, like Texas still has that, like Texas pride. California has it. I know Michigan. Like I have pride as a Michiganian. You know, there still is like a pride in your state kind of thing.
Yeah. So Hood and Raven, I would be the Federation. Yes, I am a brown coat. I would be an anti-federalist, and I mean,
you can't stop the signal. You can't stop the signal.
And you know, I think the Federation are the bad guys. I will also die on that hill.
Your coat is kind of brown.
Yeah, your coat has a certain shade of brown to it.
All right. In 2 weeks' time, we are doing a retrospective on Firefly. 2 weeks to give us time to actually. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Let's do it. 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Give us time to rewatch the series.
I hate space dystopian stuff. You know, I just don't. I'm not into it.
I am a huge Firefly fan, and I have a Jane hat, so I get to wear the Jane hat for the stream.
Oh, please wear the Jane hat. Please wear the Jane hat. So, man, I just want to shoehorn in so much Call Sign Orion stuff because Firefly, like, that is like one. Like, I love sci-fi like that, and like that kind of material is like a huge inspiration for the world that my comic book takes place in.
Yeah, like I know I say like Star Wars was a huge inspiration, but like for my novel Lost Kingdom, but Firefly for sure. All right, this will get us copyrighted, but I don't care. I don't care.
Of mine.
Hey, Yorn.
You think we wouldn't find out? You gonna give us what due us? Maybe you gonna give me a little one-on-one time with the missus.
Well, I think you might want to reconsider that last part. See, I married me a powerful, ugly creature.
How can you say that? How can you shame me in front of new people?
If I could make you prettier, I would.
You are not the man I met a year ago. Now think real hard. You've been bird dogging this township a while now. They wouldn't mind a corpse of you. Now you could luxuriate in a nice jail cell, but if your hand touches metal, I swear by my pretty floor bonnet, I will end you.
I love it.
Nathan, if you want space utopia, you gotta live on Earth during the Call Sign Orion era, and Lena Riley will tell you how good everything is. Now, if you don't live on Earth, you get to just have to deal with battles like this all the time. This is just like your norm, the new normal. So yeah, choose your preferred environment.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Mercy is the mark of a great man. Guess I'm just a good man. Well, I'm all right.
Just keeps downgrading himself.
I love this show. I love this show so much.
It's so good.
Oh gosh. So question. So we could do the Firefly thing two ways. We could do a series retrospective, or we could just do every episode in order as like a series for this show.
I like every episode because I've seen every episode so many times I couldn't even tell you.
So do you want to just do one stream or like a bunch of them for each episode? Because there's like 12, so it would be a bit, but not impossible.
I don't know. Why don't we put out like a poll and see what the people say?
We'll figure it out. But yeah. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about next episode of Dragon Ball Z? And then chat, give us some suggestions. So because we're kind of getting towards the end here.
Yeah.
What do you think, RJ? What do you think next week's topic should be?
Next week's topic, I don't know. Maybe that should be a poll. I like polls. You know. We could. I don't know.
I do like the Polish people. They are nice.
Yeah, my wife's part Polish, so yeah.
Yes, you are based, my friend. You are very based. I'm sorry, Polish girls are hot.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You're a bit biased, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, Poland is Europe's Texas.
You know, that's quite true in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Also, kind of like recreating one episode a week, but it's like, so this new episode just released. What are your thoughts? Well, this is a series that's already done. The series is literally
like over 20 years.
20 years. There are people who might be watching this stream who weren't alive when this came out, which I think I just saw gray hair come in my head.
Yeah, there are definitely people who weren't alive watching this stream.
Yeah. What's it like to be so young and stupid? Oh gosh. Next.
Next week's topic was JJ and the Wrong.
Well, we could kind of spin that into like vigilantism in comics. We could just kind of talk about that. Is that a topic you're comfortable with?
Sure. My editor is Mike Barron. Yeah.
I mean, Mike Barron is no stranger to this channel, so like we could bring him on and talk about it.
Yeah, bring on Mike. We'll talk about vigilantes.
I mean, I'm friends with Mike Barron, so like it probably wouldn't be too hard to get him on here.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you can pull some strings and get Lisa Foyles on here, I'd be very happy. But you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's into Halloween, and we were just talking about Halloween. So Call Sign Orion on Fun My Comment closes on Halloween, and maybe we do like a closeout and see if Lisa will.
Oh, you wanted the closeout stream on here? You're welcome to, especially if she's a guest.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't come, you can do the close. Well, I was planning on doing a stream on Halloween, like streaming a game. But we could.
No, either way, yeah.
We could work out details. Honestly, like, we could do a thing where like I do 2 streams that day. I do closeout stream, then I do the game stream later. You know.
Yeah. For those watching, by the way, this is Lisa Foyle. So I have these trading cards on my campaign. She signs this side. This is just like a proof. This is her character. A stretch goal is to have her in a cosplay cover for this. So
if
come on, Zach, get on.
Okay. All right. I have to pull. I have to educate people. So, should I play something from her Nickelodeon days, or like just her pull up her YouTube channel?
Either one. I mean, she's fun and entertaining either way.
Yeah. Yeah, I do watch.
Temperamental podcast. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Pretty funny. I actually usually have it. Like last week, I wore my temperamental merch. But...
All right, so yeah.
You can see she's a big Halloween person. She started talking about Halloween stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, let's see here. But yeah, like all that stories. Yeah. Oh yeah, I watched this episode.
Malcolm in the Middle episode, yeah.
Yeah, I actually watched this episode. This was a really good episode. Yeah. She was on the Malcolm in the Middle episode where they gender bent him. All right, let's just do that.
Why didn't you try this? Oh my god, this is like a dream. I had a great idea. That's so great, Ren. What are you gonna do about it? Get coming!
Yeah, Lisa to me is kind of like the example of like, not all child stars end up like crazy or whatever. You know,
no.
I think a lot of it was Lisa had like really good parents that helped ground her. Like,
you could tell if you listen to her podcast, you could tell. Like her Space Ghost episode is one of my favorites. She just talks about being on the road and watching Space Ghost Coast to Coast and how that like influenced her.
Yeah, and how like she was like homeschooled.
She's a bigger comic book nerd than I am.
Oh wait. Okay. I have to do this. This is for you. Okay?
The holiday season, and that means you're probably seeing lots of recipe videos on Facebook. I think it went something like that. I think that's how it started. Old school Nickelodeon stars, my former cast members, me and see my band play, we're gonna play. My good buddy Ross has a comic book and he made me one of the characters, and you can buy a print of the character and I'll autograph it just for you, and you can have that and frame it on your wall and pass it down through generations. It can stay in your family, you know, put it in that cedar chest so generations to come and be like, look, it's Lisa Foyle's. It's a Lisa Foyle's signed artifact. This is amazing.
Right.
Anyway, his comic book's amazing, and my character is so cool. So I'll link to that, maybe.
Tight.
Yeah.
Who's this RJ Williams guy?
I don't know. Yeah.
I love how like the perfect thing to show it off is literally a short on your channel. All right, real quick. I'm gonna drop Williams' channel in the chat. Sub to this guy. He's a freaking bastard, but he's my bastard.
That's right.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, she's excited to do the cosplay cover. She told me that. So, and she likes Halloween. She likes to dress up and do photos. She's like, I mean, follow her on Instagram, on YouTube, on Temperamental Podcast.
Yeah.
You'll see what I mean.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So we reached the 2-hour mark. So it's kind of time to wrap up here. Tomorrow, we'll be doing some gameplay stuff. More Steam Deck madness because I won't be picking up my laptop till Wednesday. Friday, we are doing Friday Night Feature on Titan AE. RJ, if you can make it, you're invited. Saturday, we'll be doing the game stuff. Supposedly, he didn't. So right now, he didn't reinstall the OS. So like the save file should still be there. But yeah. So yeah. So yeah, but regardless, we're going to be playing a game on Saturday. It's going to be great. I should have my computer back by then if everything seems to be going the way it should. Yeah. So can't wait to get the manga done. Yeah. And then this Friday is 2 weeks till that's actually, let me just kind of take a look here. Actually, no, this Friday is a week from the launch. So October 3rd, we're doing the launch stream for Screecher. I will be there. the artist Forrester will be there. Nathaniel Brown, not Nathaniel Brown, Jason Ingram will be there. Hope you're in the chat, Nathan Brown. And RJ, you're of course welcome to attend. Yep. Let me just. Yep.
Yeah. So sorry, I noticed someone. Yeah, Nathan. Thank you for noticing. I saw some love for the trading card and Lisa. So yeah, if you want to get your trading card, I believe I've got 9 left. And back to comic book. Get something cool. Get a cool space story. Yeah. We like space stories. We'll be talking about Firefly and more of that later.
Yep. So 2 weeks ago, we'll do some Firefly. Next week's stream, we don't know yet, but we will having it at 6 p.m. Make sure you guys will be there. And this has been thank you, RJ. You're a great co-host. Look forward to working with some more. Nick from the Phoenix Press. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the one who wants to walk through it.